Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. See, this is why I'm telling dudes to stay focused on a long term. Because if you don't focus on a long term, if you go out right now and you don't have millions and you get on child support, I'm here to tell you the government, the white man, is going to take 70% of your income. So if you do manage to be a YouTube content creator, you get a 50K check from YouTube. The government is taking 70% of that 50K. Now you can't put that 50K towards a down payment on a Lambo, on a used Lambo Urus. Now you can't do that. You can't get the used Lambo Urus because you wasted all of your energy on used cat. You didn't get the virgin. You wasted all of your sexual energy on used cat. So now you can't use the Lamborghini Urus. I repeat, if you use all of your life force energy on a used piece of cat, you will never be able to use the Lamborghini Urus unless you sell your soul. If you're not trying to sell your soul, you're still trying to make it to heaven, but you do want to drive Lamborghinis and you want to live in $10 million properties for safety reasons. See, in the black community, which I cut ties with, they're thinking you're getting a Lambo so you can flex. We're getting the Lambo so we can afford real estate. That's why I cut ties with the black community. They want me to get the Lambo and race people. I'm not racing anybody. Guess what I'm going to do with the Lamborghini Urus? The speed limit is 60. I'm in a Lambo Urus doing 60. On the dot, I'm probably doing 55. But it's a Lambo. It's a V8. So guess what? It looked like I'm doing the speed limit, but I'm 5 miles under it. At the end of the day, I am not making bad decisions because I don't have friends that will be in a passenger seat like, yo, launch it. Step on it. Step on it. I'm not going to have friends. You got to understand, Bill Gates doesn't hang. Warren Buffett doesn't hang and chill with friends. Bill Gates will never hang out and chill. Let's go get some Little Caesars. We're not hanging out. You guys don't have dreams of owning your own helicopter like Batman. Listen, like Bruce Wayne, I'm going to own my own helicopter. I'm going to have a butler in my mansion like Bruce Wayne. The people in the black community, they want to get rich so they can get a diamond watch so they can say, look at my watch and let me smash. I repeat, the black community, they're going to buy a diamond watch and say, look at my watch and let me smash. At the end of the day, I'm going to be a supercar driver and a real estate owner and investor. I don't care about diamond watches. Listen, I'll tell you, I'll have 30 Lamborghinis in my ownership before I ever have a Rolex watch. Because guess what? I can go to third world countries in a Lambo. If you go to a third world country with a Rolex watch and you're on foot, they're gonna rob you. Then you're gonna make a YouTube video and tell other people not to come to this country because they're evil, when the whole time they're just not gonna fall for the cap. They're not gonna let you come to their country and rock a Rolex. Especially if you're not in a multi-million-dollar neighborhood. You have no land. At the end of the day, I'm gonna post a picture. Listen, $4 million home in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. And it's only 4 bedrooms for a $4 million home. Now, all of the dudes out there, they're thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to just go to Brazil like a passport, bro. They told me it was good out there. Until you find out the real estate is $4 million and you're only getting a 4-bedroom for $4 million. Imagine spending $4 million. You're only getting a 4-bedroom. You're not getting a 22-bedroom. You're not getting a 12-bedroom. So you can only have 4. You can only have 3 kids, technically, in one guest room. Let's say that. 3 kids in one guest room. I want more than 3 kids. So at the end of the day, I have to cut ties with black people. Because black people don't think outside the box. They think inside the box. Oh, you trying to escape outside the box? We're going to grab you and pull you back down. You can't escape this box. At the end of the day, with Jesus Christ, you can escape the box. With Jesus Christ, the kings of all kings, you can escape out of the box. In a black community, they can't do nothing to you because they can't cause airstrikes. The black community, they don't have enough resources to have their own army that causes airstrikes. They don't call any airstrikes. We cannot focus on these communities. Listen, they love to say, oh, this is a negative community. They don't look for solutions. They want you to date inside of your race. The female that you're going to date in a black community, 9 times out of 10, she's going to have daddy issues. 9 times out of 10, if she look good, she been smashed by the whole football team. So she's crazy in the head. She'll tell you her body count is 3. But she doesn't have a father. At the end of the day, I treat black women like how Dr. Umar told you to do. My sister. What up, my sister? Listen, the black woman in America is only my sister. I'm not smashing her. I'm not trying to have children with her. Listen, she's not thinking about the Lambo dealership. She's thinking about the Lambo to flex on the people in the hood. I don't have time to fix communities that are already damaged. Listen, my advice to a black woman, if you have an agreement of what I said, go get you a white, rich, wealthy man that will take care of you. And trust me, I would not, listen, I would actually thank you for that. You're not a part of the problem. The people in the black community that keep dating and smashing each other, and in 2 years from now, they're not going to be with each other. She's going to get smashed by 20 other guys within a 2-year span. That is not thinking long term. They're only twerking and doing stuff like that. Listen, I don't downplay black women. I'm just telling them to go date outside of their race if they want to be a part of the wealth. If they want to be a part of the wealth and not the problem, they should go date outside of the race. I just have a problem with Dr. Umar because Dr. Umar, he wants you to scam the black race and get $1 million out of the black community. Listen, I want resources from every community I deal with. Listen, I'm going to be in dealings with hyper and super cars 10 years from now. So at the end of the day, and I'm also a content creator. Another thing about the black community, they only think about the short term. This is why they're afraid to start YouTube channels. That's why they're commenting, they're trolling. Then you click on their page, they don't have a bio. It's a cartoon character. They're calling you twin with 0 subscribers. With 0 subscribers and you create content. Look at the disrespect in the black community. They're going to disrespect your hard work to think that you're going to live the same life as them. Listen, if you're a content creator, you're not going to live the same life as the guy who's watching you. The guy who's watching you, he's the best he can do is to escalate. That's the best he can do. The best he can do is the $4,000 down payment on the Impala. On a 2016 Impala. That's the best he can do. That's what the job's offering. And he doesn't want to work. In 2025, a lot of black people in the black community, since they didn't get reparations, they don't want to work a 9 to 5. So guess what that tells me? They don't have an income coming in. So when they do YouTube, they have to be desperate and talk about slavery. It's 2025. Newsflash, did you guys know that a black person is the first owner of a F1 Toro Ferrari in the world? So if that Ferrari, that specific Ferrari, I think it's an F1 Toro or an F8 Toro, a black man is the first owner, which tells me there is no such thing as racism. So these guys are on child support from the white man. And I could see why they're mad. They wanted to be Dougie Fresh from the back end. They bust inside of a woman who was not going to stay there long term. They were already thinking short term. But they still managed to get long term child support. They have to pay long term child support and long term alimony. At the end of the day, why would you get married in America? And then the black community likes to say, look at what the white girls are doing to you guys in America. Listen, at the end of the day, it's not a black, white, Mexican, Dominican thing in America at all. It's the fact that you're a female in America. It's not going to work out. America is cursed. I just want you guys to know that America is cursed. If you're in America, create content, drive hyper and drive supercars, start content creations, and live life and build wealth, focus on real estate and focus on supercars. You no longer have to whine in 2025. You can make the engine, listen, the engine can whine for you. Listen, you can hold all of your tears in. You can hold all of your pain in. Listen, it's 2025. If you feel like breaking down, listen. Hit the gas on the Lambo and the Lambo will cry all the pain away for you. You have to understand. And if you have muscles, buys and tries, guess what? You'll forever be in stock. Just like the Lambo. You'll forever be in stock. Just like the Ferrari, your stock is going to forever increase. Listen, the value is going up. The value will only increase if you have buys and tries, because you have the will to fight for greatness. If you have buys and tries, you are destined for greatness. At the end of the day, dudes with buys and tries, even if you're this skin color, you will get respect from the white community. And all the communities that Dr. Umar said doesn't like you, they'll like you. You actually give them inspiration. Who doesn't want to hop out the LaFerrari Spider 488 with buys and tries? Do not let the world lie to you. You have to understand. But if you're focusing on cat, you're going to end up on child support. And then once the white man, aka the government, takes 70% of all of your hard-earned money for 18 plus years, then you'll talk about slavery. You're the only slave. Since you're a slave to lust, you'll be a slave to child support. And you will be a slave in America. It will be black and white. But if you leave women alone until you're established, you actually pull up in a nice 2025 Corvette CO8. Listen, at the end of the day, you'll know how to vet a woman. At the end of the day, if you get a Corvette channel monetized, you get 3 Lambo channel monetized, you got 3 different Lamborghini channels that's monetized, plus a Corvette channel that's monetized, plus a Monk Mode channel that's monetized. There's 5 channels, 5 different streams of income you're eating off of. Not even counting the merch. They're making it seem like, oh, how do I make $1 million in 2025? Content creation. Actually start dropping your first YouTube video. Yes, Start with dropping your first YouTube video. But you guys don't want to be YouTubers, so guess what? Hey, listen, you might have to sell your soul to see the Lamborghini. You won't even be able to touch the Lamborghini. You won't be able to touch the backside like you touched Susie Mae's backside. You won't be able to touch the Lambo's backside unless you sell your soul, because you don't want to sell merchandise. And you don't want to be a content creator. You're living like it's 1950. It's 2025. YouTube is paying the most it has ever paid in history of YouTube. Dudes are making $12 million in 1 month, and you're not dropping your first video because the black community in America is cursed. They believe they do something one time, they should get the ultimate amount of money out of it. Say, well, if I was white and I dropped one video, it would have went viral. No, if you were a white rich person and you had a Lambo, you could get monetized faster. That's the only difference. If you get the Lambo, you'll have the same results. But you guys don't want to be content creators. Because newsflash, content creators can afford the Lambos. Content creators will be able to afford the 2025 Lambo. They'll be able to afford all of that stuff. Listen, there's Porsches that go for 1.8 million in Dubai. At the end of the day, why are we trying to settle for a 2003 Toyota in Atlanta? At the end of the day, you need to think big. And to think big, you have to get away from all the small-minded people. Listen, the Bible says avoid an angry man. Listen, majority of the black community feel they didn't get reparations. They're angry. They're the angry man the Bible told you to avoid. This is why you're not going to drive the Lambos 10 years from now. They keep telling you guys, the 5 people you hang around is who you will become. They're hanging around 5 drug dealers selling dope at the corner store in the hood, wondering why they never get to drive the Lambo and always end up in jail. I repeat, they tell you're the 5 people you hang around. Black people love to hang around 5 drug dealers standing at the corner store with no Lambos. They're not millionaire drug dealers. They're not cartel. They don't have Lambos. And those are the 5 people you chose to hang around. These guys have 2020 RT Chargers. They don't have 2025 Hellcats. They don't have the Hellcat Red Eye. They have a 2020 GT. And these are the people you want to hang around? Absolutely not. Listen, the people I want to hang around have LaFerrari Spiders, $1.8 million Porsche GTs. Listen, at the end of the day, you only have one life to live. At the end of the day, majority of people in the black community, they're not thinking about when they turn 50 and 60 to open up a farm. They're not going to have farmland. They're not going to have donkeys and horse, and they're not going to have sheeps. They're not going to have the sheepdog to protect them from the wolves, the electrical fences. They're not going to have hay to feed the animals. They're not going to have cows. They're not going to have chickens. They're just going to have a single mother they're taking care of, 4 kids they didn't produce. So listen, the black community is teaching you subconsciously how to be a cuck. They're teaching you to date single mothers. You're around another man's fertilized sperm. I repeat, you're around another man's fertilized sperm in human form. You are indeed a cook. At the end of the day, if you want to go on the generational run, you need to be by yourself. Because listen, at the end of the day, you think I'm pulling up back to the hood to stunt and get some ghetto coochie? And you want me to pull up in a $1.5 million Ferrari? You think I'm going to do that? Absolutely not. Listen, I'm going to Dubai with those type of cars. I'm going to Miami with those type of cars. Listen, I'm going to Malibu, California with those type of cars. Listen, at the end of the day, we're not going back to the hood with these Rolls Royces. So at the end of the day, we're content creators. This is why I'm telling you guys, start dropping content. It doesn't matter if you have 3 subscribers and you had 3 subscribers for 3 months. It doesn't matter if it took you 4 months to get 4 subscribers. You need to think about 10 years down the line. You haven't created content for 10 years, so that means keep going. It doesn't matter what you're seeing right now. The arrows in YouTube Studios could show the down arrow that your content sucks. It does not matter. Keep producing more and more and more and more and more content. Listen, we got Lamborghinis. We have dreams of Lamborghinis, not single mothers. The woman that we're going to settle down with, beauty pageants, Miss Russia, Miss Brazil. If we want a black woman, go get Miss Africa. They want the black woman at the Crab Shack. They want black women who work at Olive Garden. Let's go get the black woman who's Miss Africa. She's the most beautiful woman in Africa. Listen, set your standards high. Don't just date outside of your race. You're a black man, so you just gonna get the nearest white woman. Absolutely not. Go get Miss Switzerland. Don't get the white woman in America if you're from America. Go get Miss Switzerland. The Switzerland 2025 beauty pageant. You're going to need to be established to do that. You have to set your life, set your kids, your future's kids up. You have to set your future kids' life up perfect before it even starts. I'm not going to get the woman who works at Amazon pregnant. It's not going to work. It's not thinking about the future. She could get laid off and mess everything up. Listen, I don't got time for that. At the end of the day, she's probably not a virgin. At the end of the day, you just got to understand. I'm getting a woman from the villa. When I go buy this $4.5 million villa in a third world country, listen, she'll be a virgin and we'll meet naturally. I'm not looking for her. I'm going to make another video besides this video to tell you to stop looking for love. We should be playing with the Lambos 5 years before we even find love. We driving Lambos at least 5 years before the woman even come. So we'll know how to fix everything with the Lambo. Listen, if anything goes wrong, we know we been there, done that. Listen, Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.